Hello everybody, welcome back to the video. I'm sorry if this cuts out at all. I'm hoping it doesn't, but I might have to end up uploading from my phone because I was running a speed test because it all seemed like it was running a little slow. And the upload speed, when I did it twice, and the upload speed both times was around 5. So if it's a little laggy, that's probably why. But I'm hoping that really doesn't make me have to post on my phone because that it's gonna be a little weird. You spit out my gum. Okay. Yesterday I read 5 chapters 5 through 9, and so today I'll be reading chapters 10 through 13. So let's get started in chapter 10. And by the way, like I said yesterday, this ends up being under 9 minutes, I guess, when I'm finished reading. Then I'm gonna read an extra chapter. I am disgusted with my life, and I give vent to complain and speak with the bitterness of my soul. I will not say to God, do not declare me guilty. Let me know why you prosecute me. Is it good for you to oppress, to reject the work of your hands in favor of the plans of the wicked? Do you have eyes of flesh, or do you see as humans see? Are days like those of humans, or your years like those of a man? Or that you work for iniquity and search for my sin, even though you know that I'm not wicked? And from there's no one who can rescue you from your power. Will your hand shape me and form me? Will you turn to destroy me? Please remember that you formed me like clay, and will you never turn me to dust? Do you not pour me out like milk and curdle me like cheese? Clothe me with white and skin and flesh, and weld me together with bones and tendons. Give me life and faith, love and care has been guarded my life. Yet you conceal these thoughts in your heart. Yet I know this is your hidden plan. If I sin, you will notice and not acquit me of iniquity. If I am wicked, woe to me, and if I am righteous, I cannot lift up my head. I am filled with shame and have drunk deeply of my affliction. If I am proud, you hunt me like a lion, and again display reckless power against me. You produce new witnesses against me, and multiply your anger towards me. Archers will assault me wave after wave. Why do you bring me out of the womb? I should have died and never been seen. I wish I had never existed, but had been carried from the womb to the grave. Are my days not few? Stop it. Leave me alone so I can smile a little. Before I go to a land of darkness and gloom, never to return, is a land of blackness like the deepest, darkest, gloomy, chaotic, where the light is the darkness. Chapter 11, second chapter, Safar speaks. Then Safar, then Namathite replied, should this abundance of words go unanswered, and such talker be acquitted? Should your babbling be put others silent, so that you can keep on ridiculing with no one to humiliate you? And I'm pure. You have said, my teaching is sound, and I'm pure in your sight. But if only God would speak and open up his lips against you, he would show you the secrets of wisdom. The true wisdom has two sides, and that God has chosen to overlook some of your iniquity. Your fathers said that's God. Your fathers, the limits of Almighty. They are higher to the heavens. What can you do? They are deeper than shields. What can you know? The measure is longer than the earth and wider than the sea. He passes by and throws someone in prison, or covens a court who can stop him. Surely he knows his pasture worthless, and he sees he'll not take note of it. But a stupid person will gain understanding. Such a wild donkey is born a human. As for you, if you reject your heart and spread over your hands to him in prayer, if there is iniquity in your hand, remove it. Don't allow injustice to dwell in your tents. If you hold your head high, free from faults, you will be firmly established and unafraid. For you will forget suffering, recalling it only as water that floated by. Your life will be brighter than noonday. Its darkness will be like the morning. You will be confident because there's hope. Look carefully about and lie down in safety. You will lie down with no one to frighten you, and many will seek your favor. But at the sight of the wicked fall, their way to escape will be cut off, and there's only hope for the last breath. About halfway through, Job replied to his offer. Chapter 12. Then Job answered, know that you are with the people, and wisdom will die with you. But I have a mind like you, and I'm not inferior to you. Who doesn't know about the things you're talking about? I'm a laughing stock to my friends. By the calling God who answers me, the righteous and the upright man is the laughing stock. The one who can ease holds calamity and concepts of things prepared for those who feel feet are slipping. The tents of robbers are safe, and those who trouble God are secure. God holds them in his hands, but Ask the ants, wills, they'll instruct you. Ask the birds of the sky, and they'll tell you, or speak of the earth, and they'll instruct you with the fish of the sea, inform you. Which all these is not the hand of the Lord has done this. The life of every living thing in his hand, as well as the breath of all mankind. Doesn't the ear test words as the palate tests food? Wisdom is found in the elderly, and understanding comes with long life. Wisdom and strength belong to God. Counsel and understanding are his. Whenever he says he tears, down cannot be rebuilt. Whoever imprisons be released. When he withholds water, everything dries up. When he releases it, he destroys the land. True wisdom and power belong to him. The deceit and deceiver are his. He leads counselors away barefoot and makes judges so mad. He releases their bonds, puts on kings, and fastens a belt around their waist. He leads priests away barefoot and overthrows established leaders. And he deprives trusted advisor in speech and taste away the elders, the good judgment. He pours the content to nobles and disarms the strong. He reveals mysteries from darkness and brings the deepest darkness into light. He makes nations great, then destroys them. He enlarges nations and he leads them away. He deprives the world's leaders of reason and makes them wonder in the trackless wasteland. The group around darkness about life. He makes them stagger like drunkard. Okay, probably the last chapter. Chapter 13. Look, my eyes have seen all this. My ears have heard and understood it. Everything you know, I also know, and yet I am not inferior to you. That I speak to the Almighty and argue my case before God. You use lies like a plaster, your worthless healers. Only you would shut up and let that be your wisdom. Hear now my argument and listen to my defense. Would you testify unjustly on God's behalf or speak deceitfully for him? Would you show partiality or argue the case of his defense? Would Would he go if he will examine you? Could you deceive as you sure deceive a man? Should he rebuke you? Ezekiel shall tell you, would God's majesty not terrify you? Would his dread not fall on you? You remember these sayings are proverbs of ash, your defenses are made of clay. Be quiet, and I'll speak. Whatever happen to me, let me put myself at risk and take my life in my own hands. Even if he kills me, I'll hope in him. I'll still defend my ways before him. Yet this really good or solid deliverance, for no godless person can appear before him. Because to no words, let my declaration ring in your ears. Now then, I prepare my case. I know that I am right. Who can anyone indict me? If so, I will be silent and die. Only grant these two things to me, God, so that I will not have to hide in your presence. Remove your hand from me, and you not let your terror frighten me. Then call and I'll answer, or speak and I'll respond. How many iniquities and sins have I committed? Revealed some my transgressions and sin. Why do you hide your face and consider me your enemy? Will you find a wind-driven leaf? Will you chase after dry straw? You record bitter accusations against me, make me inherit the iniquities of my youth. You put my feet in the stocks and stand to watch over my path, setting a limit for the soles of my feet. The person wears out like something rotten, like a moth-eaten garment. Okay, the last chapter now. Chapter 14. Anyone born of a woman is short of days and full of trouble. He blossoms like a flower, then withers. He flees in the shadows and does not last. Do you really take notice of one like this? Will you bring me into judgment against you? Who can produce something impure from what is impure? No one, since a person's days are determined, the number of his spent on you. And since he has set limits, he cannot pass. Look away from him and let him rest so that he can stay like a hired worker. There's hope for a tree if it's cut down. It'll sprout again and shoots will not die. If its roots grow old in the ground and stump starts to die in the soil, the scent of water makes it thrive and bears twigs like a sapling. The person dies and fades away. He breathes in his last. Where is he? As water disappears from the lake and river becomes parched and dry, so people lie down near the river again. And I'll wake up in the heavens no more. They'll not stir from their sleep. If only you could hide me in shield and seal me until your anger passes. If only you appoint time for me to remember me. If a person dies, will he come back to life? And so I would wait all the days of my struggle until relief comes. You would call and I would answer you. You would long for the work of your hands. For then you would count my steps, but you take note of my sin. My rebellion would be sealed in a bag over my iniquity. But as the mountain collapses and crumbles and rocks slush from its place, as water wears away the stones and torrents wash away the soil from the land, so you destroy a man's hope. You completely overpower him and pass it on. You change his appearance and send him away. If his sons receive honor, he does not know it. If they become insignificant, he is unaware of it. He feels only pain of his own body and mourns only for himself. That is all the reading I'm going to do for today. So it's set talking in chapter 13. I don't really know exactly what it is. It was talking about continuing on Job's reply to Sopher. And that goes on for a while. And then chapter 15, he talks about the second series of speeches when Eliphaz speaks. Like he's kind of like the comeback. So we make wait a second. So confused. Where am I at? Oh yeah. Okay, so it starts out on Job replying, and then so the person comes back, goes against this sentence. I'm so confused where I'm at. Okay, it starts out talking about Job replying to Bildad, and that was in chapter 9. So then it picks up after that, in chapter 10, and then in chapter 11, Sopher speaks, and then in chapter 12, Job replies to Sopher, because like Sopher like made his comeback speech, and then Job like made his own, and then it kind of continues on from that all the way to 15. So yeah, that was all for today. Still a bit of a shorter day. My mouse pad's not working, so that's even a lot of mouse. There it goes. So I hope you've had an amazing day so far. Have an amazing rest of your day. Remember, God loves you, and goodbye.